What's up, guys? So here's a little review I'm going to do on this 1500 watt fog machine and how it worked for me on Halloween, and you know, this is just how it has been after one season. But yeah, so I think the first thing I want to talk about is like the box and how it came. It came just in this box. It wasn't in a smaller box. This is just how it showed up at my door. If you can read that, it is like like really misspelled, and like me and Max are laughing really hard about this. It says, "This is the world most economical fog machine featuring the performance that comes within the power name." So I don't know what that means. I can kind of understand what they're trying to say, but when I saw that, I was like, okay, this might have been a bad idea. But we unboxed it, and in the box it came with the machine, obviously, this paper, which is just like a little instructions paper. Just like any fogger would come with something like this, but it would be like a packet. And then it came with the little like bolt pieces to bolt the ceiling mount piece on, which is actually a nice little, it's a pretty nice thick metal piece. It's not that crappy. I just wasn't mounting it from anything, so I didn't even bother messing with any of that. So I guess I will talk about the things that I like about it, and the things that I like and the things that I don't like, and then I will show you how it blows fog and everything. So the things that I like about it is that it comes with a little battery or powered remote that you can just hit it from anywhere you need to, and you can actually, which with a lot of foggers that come with those that are cheap, you can't take this out and replace it with a different type of trigger. But this one you can actually, hold on. You can take this out and you could replace it with a timer or anything that you wanted to do to make it go. But for what I was doing, I just had a yard haunt graveyard scene, and this was plenty fine with what I was trying to do. That's one good thing about it. It's really easy to understand. You know, you just keep this on your keychain, don't lose it, because then you wouldn't be able to press the button. But also another thing I like is that the reservoir comes out, which I was not expecting it to be that nice. But I think this is a half-gallon reservoir, and on the night I had my haunt going 2 nights. It was Friday night and Saturday night, and I almost went through all my fog juice. I think I have about a quarter of the bottle left, but this is the juice I was using right here, Freezing Fog. And I was also using, one second, this Fog It Up Crypt Scent Fog Additive, and it ran all that good, and I didn't have any problems running this juice. But yeah, then I guess that's all the things that I like about it. And I like also that it has like these lights mounted on the front of it, and you can, on the remote control, you can actually like, there's a green, red, and a blue light on it. It says GRB, and you press those buttons and it turns that color, and you can actually press 2 buttons at the same time, and it'll like mix the colors together, which I thought was a really good thing about it. Now, the things that I do not like about it, which there's really not much that I don't like about it, but the only thing that I really had a problem with was this thing. I probably could have shoved it in a little more, but I kept having problems with this kind of like coming out, and it doesn't fit in there very well, and it just always wants to fall out. And it stayed in whenever I wasn't moving it, but every time I moved it, I felt like I had to re-plug that back into the machine, like it's the power outlet piece. And then yeah, I mean, that's really the only problem I had with it. It really doesn't get too hot or anything. And I mean, I think the Hurricane we had actually has a little bit bigger of a tank, which is really like not that big of a deal because half gallon's a pretty good sized tank, and I only had to refill it to the top like the night I was starting, and then I never had to refill it. It ran a night, so I think I had it running outside. So if you were running it indoors or you were doing a pro haunt, I ran it as much as I could to see how it would perform in like a professional haunt. You know, just continuously running every like 10 minutes or so, and it had no problems really. So yeah, the fog that comes out, I mean, I don't think it pushes it as hard as the Hurricane does, but it definitely is putting out as much fog as the Hurricane was. And I'm using a different fluid than I was using in the Hurricane. This is freezing fog juice, and I think that it's like for ground fog, but I was gonna run this through a chiller, but it was too cold outside, and the juice we were running in the Hurricane was Global Special Effects, super high density, super long lasting, and I think this thing would be able to handle that juice perfectly. And I think that if I had put that juice in this machine, then it would have ran just as well as that, you know, Chauvet was. So the real only thing is, you know, that Chauvet has lasted us 3 or 4 years and it's still going strong. This, on the other hand, I've only ran it like 4 or 5 nights, and it seems to not really have any problems. I'm not getting any burning smells or anything. So I mean, I'm gonna clean it out, clean it with some fog machine cleaner, and you know, try and keep it going as long as I can. I think there's a few parts like the handle and this top are plastic that you have to be a little more careful with, but if you're just delicate with the thing and stuff, and you know, you're just a home haunter, I think this is a really good machine to actually have, and it's not nearly as sketchy as I thought it was going to be when I read that label. So let's go and look at how it runs. Okay, and here's the side of the box. And then it says the same thing on that side, and the same thing on that side. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys an idea of what the lights look like and how much fog this thing gives off. Our garage is still really messy. We brought all of our props in from the front, so it's like cluttered with shit. I'm probably gonna organize that later today, but I think that it would fill up this two-door garage easily with one puff. So here is what the lights look like. That's blue. It actually looks kind of purple on the video. And then there's green. And then red. And then you can mix the colors together. Like if you have red on and then you press the green button, it makes kind of like a yellowish, little orange, a little bit I guess, but not really. And then you can mix red and blue and make like real purple. And then, not the fogging, so hold up. But you get the idea. You can mix the colors together that are on here. So let me turn the light off, and I'll show you. That's just one little puff. Like it always puffs. It puffs every time you turn the light on or off. So when you just let it rip though, you just hit the fog button on the little button. When you have the colors on, you can hit the fog and have it blow in whatever color you want. But as you can see, you're starting not even be able to see that window back there. So I think easily. That, I mean, that thing could have still been going. I just stopped doing it because I don't need it to blow. I don't need this garage full of fog right now, but it's still gonna be full of fog just from that little bit. So as you can see, it blows a lot of fog. I also think that this freezing fog juice is still pretty dense stuff. It's way better than the stuff that you get at like Spirit and, you know, Party City. So I usually like to pay a little more for my fog fluids just because I know that it's really going to be cheaper in the long run, because I'll have to run less fog, you know, put less stress on the machine to get more output and all that good stuff. So always, you know, get the good stuff. Get the Froggies, the Global Effects, you know. There's a couple other companies, but those are the ones that I've just used. Yeah, I think that this machine would last a lot longer because of the quality, and it's probably not made very well because it is so cheap. But I think if you're running good fluids through it, you're cleaning it, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna do what you need it to do. Yeah, I've got the garage door open. I'm letting all this air out because it's literally just completely filled it up and I can't see shit in here. So